Success in farming is all about precision and efficiency, ensuring every seed, every drop of water, every nutrient and treatment counts. Terraplex Ag is helping farmers all over Iowa and the Midwest do just that. With precision ag drone technology and support from Terraplex, you'll boost your productivity and make timely and informed decisions, all while reducing your costs and increasing your profit. It's time to revolutionize your farming. Harvest the benefits with Terraplex Ag. Visit TerraplexAg.com.
What is up, and welcome to this is our first ever true road trip edition of the podcast, and it couldn't be in a better spot. We're here at Perry High School, and we're really excited to be here today with our main man, Rocco Becht. He is the quarterback for the Iowa State Cyclones. Blum, we've been talking about this event for months now.
It's awesome to be here.
It's all come together.
Yeah.
And Rocco, what do you think? I saw you out there coaching. You had your whistle.
Man, I'm excited. This is my first time actually getting a chance to coach little kids, and so I've had a little bit of practice on my dad's in the past, but this is the real deal. And so hopefully I did it smoothly in the beginning, and hopefully it goes smoothly the rest of the way.
Well, looks good, man. Really, this is perfect too, because it's there's a lot of kids here, but there's not too many, and you can actually get your hands dirty and work with them a little bit.
Exactly. Get to know every single one of them, handshake them, get a picture with them. So I'm excited.
You got your teammates here too, so we've got to coach. Did you have to coach up the coaches while you're here? I mean, it looks like Bo knows what he's doing at the very least.
Yeah, Bo's probably the best one out there at coaching little kids. He's probably the most mature one as well.
He's the most intimidating to me.
Yeah,
of all the guys, Bo is the guy. It's man, I don't need any of that. After midnight, right? If I'm out, I'm out. I'm not touching that guy.
You would think, but on the field he is. But off the field he's a nice guy. He knows how to interact with little kids, and so I'm excited for him to be out here and all these guys to be out here and help me.
Yeah, so put you on the test. Who's joining us today from your teammates here?
Oh, we got Caleb Bacon at linebacker. We got Miles Purchase, Jeremiah Kooper, Tyler Moore, Bo Freeler. We got Ben Bramer. We got Abusama, Jalen Knoll, Jaden Higgins, Connor Moberly. We got everybody out here today. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, the thing, too, I heard this going into this camp that you really had your hands on with it. This isn't just I'm slapping my name in there and some PR thing. What was the process like for you to get this camp ready?
Yeah, I mean, it was all help. So Derek Hoodjer, he helped me out the best. He's actually standing right over there. He thinks he can't hear me, but he can. He helped me out the most, so I appreciate him. But me and him, we talked about it. I brought it up to him, and he agreed. He agreed with it. He loved the idea, and this was the perfect spot to do it. And at the end of the day, I'm hoping to give them something to look forward to in the future, and put a smile on all these kids' faces.
Talk to your parents. Met them earlier today. Cool that they came up. I know your dad was. He had a little goosebump stuff going on watching you with the whistle. It seems like
he's probably excited. He's probably nervous for me. He's like, is he gonna do this right? Is he not? Don't mess up. That's probably what he's thinking right now. But I think I've got good practice, like I said in the past. I've been watching him do it for a bunch of years, and he definitely does it better than me. But I'd like to see his first year as well.
Look at this too. I just want you to see the setup we got going on here. We got Matt Van Winkle. We have cameras.
We're roaming cameras? No way.
We have cameras inside the huddle. Look at this, Hoodjer.
What?
We have cameras inside the huddle, so we are getting up close and personal with these.
That is sick.
Isn't that awesome?
That is sick.
We're doing it right here. Though our whole Cyclone Fanatic deal's come a long way.
There's a bunch of cameras out here. I don't really know which one it is.
You don't need to worry about them. That's our problem.
So talk about your dad. I know your dad used to run camps, and that was somewhat of the inspiration here. Is he was a big believer in giving back to not only his hometown, but and you consider, Iowa's now kind of a second home for you as well.
It is, yeah. Ever since I was little, he's always been going, like you said, giving a camp back to his high school. And when I got to high school, he would give back to that high school as well. And he's had professional players out, former players out. So guys are able to see those players, interact with them like they are here with these Iowa State players. And that's what I wanted to do. I kind of wanted to mimic his camp because he's just done it so well in the past years, and it's been so successful. And so I'm happy that I'm finally able to do this, and hopefully in the coming years I can continue this.
So I do want to make a couple of quick deals. So that if you're watching somewhere else in the country, and I see there's already 500 of you that have logged on, I'm sure that number will keep growing. You can still be a part of this. You can go to CycloneFanaticShop.com and you can buy one of these shirts, one of these Rocco Becht football camp shirts. and the money to that will benefit the Perry Youth Football program,
That's
which
awesome.
will be great. And their new head football coach for the high school team is going to join us here in a little bit. I met him earlier, which pretty inspirational guy.
It is.
You know, what you were touched by this immediately. What about this community that made you want to do this?
I've never been a part of something that Perry has gone through. I've never, seen it. I've never been around it. And so to be in Iowa where it did happen, only 40 minutes away from Ames, it kind of hit me a little home. And, a lot of people don't have a lot out here, especially with, I think it was the food
Tyson
plant. And so they went out of business. And so I just really wanted to come out here and give back with my NIL earnings and put on a good camp for these kids and put a smile on their faces. And not only leave here with something on the field to learn from, but off the field as well.
Well, we want to help you with anything you do in the future. We'll help you.
I appreciate that.
I know that it's probably not a one-time deal for you. You seem like the guy who wants to give back while you're here. And I know you wanted to talk about your new website, right?
Yeah. So I got a big announcement. I'm gonna announce my website.
There we go.
It's theroccobecht.com. I'm dropping a bunch of merch, everything on there, and so that's gonna launch out today. I'm gonna put it out on all my social medias, and so you'll be able to go out there and get that.
We'll go and retweet that for you, and so
go check it out. There's a lot of great stuff on it. Actually, this hat that I'm wearing right now, it's actually.
Oh, you got your own logo.
Yeah, own logo. So This is the hat. I got the shorts on today as well. So it's gonna be nice. We got like phone cases, water bottles, dry fit shirts, dry fit shorts.
I gotta get me some of those shorts, man.
We'll look more athletic if we have some of those shorts on.
You guys need them. So
you got like the dad bod shirts, the ones that they're always advertising for us.
I do have a section that's dad bod shirts only.
Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
I wish. That's not on there though. That's probably something in the future I could put on there.
TheRoccoBecht.com.
TheRoccoBecht.com. Go check it out.
Oh, look, we got it up.
There we go.
Pulled it up right there. Look at all that's clean, man.
Everything's on there.
You got the Matt Campbell. You got the black with the white.
Yeah,
that's it.
I had to get the Matt Campbell black on there. If you go up too, we got that podcast that we did earlier. That's on there.
There you go.
Perfect, man.
So go check that out. It's gonna be on all my social medias, and so. Enjoy it.
Hey, I want you to go and enjoy the camp. Don't waste too much time with us. We're gonna be we're gonna send Van Winkle. He's gonna be following you around the huddle here in a little bit.
Appreciate you, Rocco.
All right, see you, brother. Take care. Good job today. Great dude, right there, Blum. And we like to promote not just that everybody's just stealing NIL money. I was talking to J.R. Singleton in Vegas about paying off his parents' mortgage. You got Rocco back out here doing things for this community. It's cool, man. Good job. I know that you and your wife have put a lot of tireless work into this as well.
Well, and honestly, Rocco is as good as it gets. And what you'd like is in this NIL world more stories like his. I mean, everybody knows. We've talked about it. The best fundraising we did this year was Rocco staying, because he could have got a lot more elsewhere.
Yeah.
And not only is that, he's giving back in this way. And CW, it's not just the free camp he's going to do. We're going to have a check presentation here when camp concludes, where he's going to make a sizable donation to the Perry Youth Program as well. I mean, we're not talking like a 12-pack of Diet Pepsi here. It's going to be $10,000 or $15,000 in his NIL earnings that he's giving here to Perry, and it was all his idea. We helped him kind of with. And shout out to Crystal, my wife, who was really the brains behind the operation to kind of get it going. But this was all Rocco, and Rocco was involved with the planning from day one. So we were on several Zoom calls together, and the guy just gets it, and he is the reason why NIL can be a really good thing, and this is a great example, and super proud of him, and super proud of all these guys for being here and giving up a Saturday morning for them to be here and in this space today.
The thing, too, that is always fun for me to watch, because I've been around Iowa State for so long as of you, is when these guys like Rocco do what they're – and all these guys, really, he's just the one with his name on the camp. But you can go to Iowa State and play, and that's great. Or you can embed yourself in a community.
Totally.
And it doesn't matter what Rocco does on the field the rest of his career. That's the type of guy who Iowa State fans will reward for the next 50 years. Because you look at Brock. Brock didn't have to go and play in a Super Bowl
for him to be beloved.
No. Yeah. Right? That's not the thing. It's a guy like, who comes to my mind is George Condit.
Yeah.
Had a good career, not great, didn't win a ton of NCAA tournament games, but he was the guy signing autographs. He was the guy after games, even if they were 0-15 or whatever they were that year, hugging kids. And people love him. They give him a standing ovation when he comes back, and that's what I love to see, just as the longtime Iowa State.
No doubt. And, what is Iowa State's differentiator? It's the fan base and the ability to impact beyond just the field. I mean, it's everybody knows we can't match dollar for dollar for these guys. We just can't in the NIL world. What we can do is these guys are heroes for the kids today. I would say Iowa State, the impact, if you come to Iowa State, the impact not only on the field and on the court, but outside the community is something that isn't matched elsewhere. I mean, look at Niang, C-Dub. Niang's coming back here in 10 days, and he's going to have a camp. He's going to do a fundraiser. He's going to raise over $100,000 for a local Ames charity. He's from Massachusetts. Rocco's from Florida.
Yep.
All the, Brock's from Arizona. You come to Iowa State, you're not just a player. You are become a part of the community, and we're super blessed that Coach Campbell and his staff really allow these guys to do things like this, because other places they wouldn't do it. They say, nope, you're locked into doing this and this, and Iowa State football has been just awesome to work with, and this is the real impact it can have, and this is kind of the manifestation of a lot of people's work.
Get buckled up right now.
Who we got coming over?
We got a Boo.
Oh.
Boo's going to come
Where's
in.
the snow?
Yeah, we need to start snowing in here so
snow?
Boo can run for about 400 yards on this show.
4,000 yards.
Come on over, man. Put on a headset.
Good.
It's Abu Sama with us here at the Rocco Becht camp. How you doing, man? Hey, turn Abu's mic up if you don't mind. That would be fantastic. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How about you?
We're doing well. We couldn't be in a better spot today. How much fun are you having out there?
I'm having a lot of fun. Just coach these kids and just watching them smile. It's a great feeling.
So did you participate in youth camps growing up here in Des Moines a little bit?
Yes, I definitely did. I actually came to a lot of Iowa State camps, and a couple weeks ago I was like in those exact same camps when I was young. So it's just crazy, just me, just like coaching it, and me being the athlete, and just like coaching the kids that I used to be in their spots. So it's just it's amazing.
A full circle.
It's a blessing.
Cool deal too. And you being a Central Iowa guy, and we all know what the community of Perry's been through.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Cool to be here.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It makes it even more special when you're from the state.
Yeah, just bring the joy to everybody here, and it's more about just like I would say, just like coming out here and playing football. It's just like seeing the kids just being happy and them having to do something, because they're just home playing the game. So them just being active, just doing something is just great. It's great to see.
How has your off season gone? You ready to go? You ready for camp?
Yes, sir. I cannot wait. Cannot wait to be with my team and just be practicing with them, and just having this like building the chemistry even more, and being with my coaches. Can't wait for all of that.
How much more comfortable do you feel this summer as opposed to last summer? You're just coming in for the first time, and now you've seen it. You know what it takes. You've played in the Big 12. You've had a lot of success in the Big 12.
Yes, sir.
It's got to give you a lot of confidence.
Yes, sir. It definitely does. I would say like the last season, I just got to see why I needed to work on, and this off season, I just been working on those spots. Got bigger, getting the playbook more. Just this working on myself every way possible. Just be that complete back.
How's Coach Reel been, your new running backs coach? I've heard he eats nails.
Is he intense?
He's intense, but in a way like we love it. Like I love him. He's a great coach. He brings a lot of passion, a lot of energy, not just to the running back room, but to all the rooms. And it's a blessing to have him. He's
looks like he could still play too. Right? Take some
reps.
During
practice, he be running with us, doing the drills sometimes. So yeah, he's definitely he brings a lot of energy.
Well, Boo, we'll let you get back out and blow the whistle a little bit more because that's what today is all about. But we do appreciate it. We Rocco's name's on the camp, but all of you guys are a huge part of this. We want to give you all give you all some love, and
thank you.
I'm ready to get out there. Let's get August 31st here, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Abu.
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate
Abu Sama. Again, let's get the snow going.
Yeah.
Let's get the snow going here and let Abu just run.
Just get to K-State misplaced secondary or something.
Yeah. Again, we'll give a shout out to Matty Van Winkle running around out there with the.
What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Oh,
yeah,
we got
look
at this.
We have a Matty Van Winkle,
reporter on the scene,
correspondent from the camp. What's going on? What are we watching, Matty?
We got Tyler Moore out here running drills.
Look at that. Oh, those kids have got some agility right there.
We got Brent Bramer. They're doing some agility skills. They're going to give out like a outstanding player award at the end of this too. We got some candidates right here, guys.
This is great.
Correspondent
Matt Van Winkle
Coach Bramer
in the
here.
middle.
Coach Bramer.
Coach Ben Bramer, right? He is a little bit taller than everybody else in that huddle.
His dad's a high school coach, so Ben knows what he's doing.
All right.
Ben's actually been working on his golf game. We got talking about that a little bit.
I've heard about that.
Bramer's down to like a 5 handicap. Like some people
like
are
a
just
real 5?
Yeah, like for real. Like some people are just good athletes. Like it always bothers you and like why?
That's me.
Well,
I've been that guy my whole life.
Well, that's Ben Bramer.
It's just bothered people.
Like
you know?
the guy's like, yeah, I just shot 76 the other day. I'm like, okay, all right, Ben. Yeah, go be an all Big 12 tight end, would you?
This is cool. You guys, and I do want to give a thanks to my staff, too.
My gosh.
This is a big production for us, and we're learning how to do stuff like this. But Aiden Wyatt's worked really hard on this multi-camera shot. Of course, Matt Van Winkle.
Got Jackie here.
Jackie, Hallie's with us.
Yep.
Connor's out there doing some reporting on this, so he'll have a good story for you guys in just a little bit. But we appreciate just being a part of it, a small part of it here today. Hoodjer, you want to join us for a couple minutes?
Hop on.
We got Derek Hoodjer from the Iowa State football program who is people will ask me, what's Derek do? And I was like, well, what doesn't Derek do?
What's up, boys?
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you guys?
So you were at a wedding and you drove all the way from like Omaha to be here today?
From God's country, Southwest Iowa.
Yeah.
Right down in your neck of the woods.
Your neck of the woods too, man. Ish.
Unfortunately, I grew up on the wrong side of the river.
Lincoln High School, was that where?
Lincoln Northeast High School.
Okay.
Yeah, Lincoln High, home of Benny Nagoya.
So the great thing with Hoodjer is because he's from that area, when he literally steals Nebraska players that are really good, extra special, right?
Yeah.
You got a couple good ones.
Yeah, there's a little extra pride there for sure, and we haven't gotten a ton, but we got 2 really good ones right now that are fun to watch for sure.
Well, this is special. I've softened in 20 years of doing this. I was talking to, it was Singleton, I think, in Vegas earlier this week, and it did hit me. And I like putting guys like Abu on camera. I think it's important that the fans get to know them a little bit because you have really good dudes in this program. It has not always been that way since I've been here for 20 years. This is a really good crop.
You are exactly right, and it honestly is what I think everybody associated with our program's most proud of. It was probably the first and most imperative thing that Coach Campbell did is get the locker room right and set the culture. And when we recruit a guy, it's the first thing we ask ourselves is, are they a good fit? And oftentimes it's not us as a staff deciding if it is. It's these guys. It's what they've built, and they'll spend some time with the recruits, spend a weekend with them, get to know them, and they'll either sign off or they won't, and we'll follow their lead. And so I think it is the most important thing in our program. It's what makes it the most enjoyable. It's what makes things like this important. And if you talk about NIL, I tell people this all the time. Our guys deserve every penny that we're able to get them. They're awesome kids. They are really good football players, and they represent Iowa State University as an institution, let alone our football program, as well as you could ever hope that a student athlete would represent us.
You have a couple guys coming to another charity event of ours tonight in Vannornam, and I had more guys wanting to sign up for that than you guys probably.
Yeah, we got to be really careful there. No injuries tonight, C-Dub.
I promise.
I got Crystal on duty to make sure we're safe.
Yeah. No, but like I guess the point I'm making is this is a downtime. This is the calm before the storm for them. And I was at Jack Whitver's thing the other night. Yeah, guys are just volunteer. They want to be out doing these things.
They do, and there's guys here. Rocco wanted to keep it to like 10, and then there's more guys that want to come. And every event, if you say, hey, we need 10 guys to go to this, that, or the third, and you always got 15 or 20 volunteering. And it's not all NIL stuff. We have community service every week that our Justice Jones, who's our director of player development, runs, and there's double-digit kids doing community service multiple times every week. So they're certainly invested in our community and something we're really proud of.
I think one thing you guys do a great job of building, and it's, listen, I'm the NIL fundraiser. We always need more, and you would probably echo that.
Yes,
like
sir.
It doesn't hurt. But the leadership shown from guys, even when this first started with a Will McDonald and then a TJ Tampa and now a Rocco, a Bramer, a Noel, a Higgins, all these guys that everyone knows they have other opportunities, but they stay here, and then the younger guys see that leadership, and that almost feeds on itself, and it almost becomes a brotherhood that they have that they don't want to break. And that culture, I give you guys credit, is why I would say it's been able to hang on. And again, we need more, but that's a credit to your staff for why things like this are possible. These guys really like each other.
Yeah, for sure, and there's a lot of pride there. And whether it was Brock's camp a few weeks ago, I think we had like 40 of our current players helping run it. We had an official visit a few weekends ago, and we're at Coach Campbell's house playing knockout. Next thing you know, Brees Hall and TJ Tampa walk up.
Wow.
And that's what they do with their time off. They not only come back to Ames, but they come and hang out with us. And so there's a lot of pride in the brotherhood that they've built. And obviously we got a long ways to go of what we're hoping to accomplish. But there's a lot of pride of what we have.
And you say that. I was out at Whipper's deal the other night. And so the McCarney guys are kind of my era. I went to college with all of them.
Yeah.
And I kind of started to think about Matt and you guys in that sense, because now you guys have been here long enough.
9 years.
That's
crazy.
Now you're to the point where these guys are coming back and they have kids, and they're, because the McCarney years, that was like a huge thing that he had been there for so long, right? And they had a pretty good experience, and they would come back, and I was looking around with all these guys that I went to college with and just how many of them were there, and I was thinking about that. You've got to be getting to that point now where there's been enough time.
For sure, and Coach Campbell and I talked about that after our signing day event in February in Ankeny. We left there, and I think we had 45 former players there that night.
Wow.
And it was so enjoyable just to catch up with everyone, and they're from every era. And you're exactly right, what Coach McCarney did here, and you can feel it every time you talk to somebody that played for him. And it's been really cool, and it's been one of our goals is we wanted to create that same brotherhood in this era, and not only on an era-by-era basis, but connect them all. And I can't thank Brent and Crystal and everybody enough, and Mike Green from our letter winners. We had a alumni golf outing a few weeks ago, and I think we had 120 guys back from all eras. There were guys that played in the 70s, and there was guys who played last year. And it's something we'll do every year. And so that is one of the things that makes it really enjoyable. And you're not creating a football team year by year. You're creating a football program.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that we all take a lot of pride in. Even today, Kane Seeley, who's from Perry High School, was a great senior on Coach Campbell's.
He's
here. He drove up from St. Louis because he wanted to be here to help out.
And Casey Baldwin, another former Cyclones here. Played in our era C-Dub.
Yeah.
He's got a kid here today. He's from Perry.
For what it's worth on the football side, Brent, we barely even talked since I got back from Las Vegas. A lot of what I do is
what you been doing, man?
Well, I hang out with other media people there, and you just kind of
why is it always at Circuit though? It's never at like a random conference room.
Well,
the media likes free stuff and likes to gamble.
It's funny you said that because I was out the first night I got there. I didn't stay at Circus, so I was on the Strip. And
You're going to tell us you lifted weights, aren't you?
No, but I did. I listen to this.
That low T.
So I was on a restaurant on the Strip. So it wasn't high end, but you can spot a sports writer from a mile away. Stand out.
Is it the ill-fitting clothes?
The cargo shorts.
Yeah.
These guys walk in with these giant backpacks, cargo shorts, beer belly
what's
hanging
in the
over
backpack?
their gut.
I always want to know what's
all
in the backpack.
Media guides, man.
Which
I'm like,
don't you have a cell phone?
You just have an iPad. You put them all on there now, guys. But us sports writers, we love to load up that backpack so it's this thick. Oh, we stand out. We're the worst type. Point I was getting to.
Love free meals too.
I was talking to a national writer, and So these national guys, I'm giving away their secret. They really don't know that much about these individual teams. They kind of go an inch deep across the board because it's impossible to know everything. And this guy says to me, I was reading one of the preseason magazines on the way in, and he's like, I think people are sleeping on your team, is what he says to me. He's like, do you know how rare it is to have 19 starters coming back? I was like, I do, and I've been trying to, say that, and you guys tell me that I'm a homer.
Yeah.
But, my point is, to hammer that home, that a guy who all of you would know, I'm not going to say his name, he can make his own point if he wants, because this was a private conversation, but he was like, hey, that really stands out to me. And I know it's something we've been talking about all summer, but that's so rare is the point, Derek. Not a lot of your colleagues from across the country can say that.
Yeah, it is rare, and the first thing I would say is we as a staff go into the building every day with immense gratitude to our players for coming back because, as you mentioned, Brent, they didn't have to. And so we're certainly really appreciative of them. And not only are 19 of 22 and 20 kind of it depends how you look at it, they're coming back, but they're all really good players for the most part too, and guys that have big-time futures. But the best part, if you ask any of them, they're going to quickly tell you, but we were 7-6.
I got that a couple times.
There's not a lot of ego, and they know nothing's given to us, and we've got a lot of good players, but so does everybody else. And so they understand that you're only going to get what your works deserve. And it's been really fun to watch this football team work and lead and come together, and they're on a mission together. And it doesn't guarantee anything, but I think we've got a shot.
What are you looking forward to the most? I know you guys are super high on this group, and with good reason, and probably ready to tee it up for August 31st tomorrow.
Yeah, we sure are. We'll report to camp on July 30th, and fall camp is an awesome time. The summer is so busy for everybody, going a million miles an hour, and then you get 3 weeks where you really press pause on everything besides football, both from a staff and players' perspective. So it'll be really fun and exciting and energized just to get started and go to work and see what we can get done.
All right. Get out there, support your guys. We appreciate this. It's really important to be a part of stuff like this, and we want to help tell positive stories. So thanks for having us.
Well, seriously, thanks for what you guys do too, and not only today and the production you put on, but Brent, Crystal, the collective. You guys are fanatic. You make a huge difference in our program as well. So thank you guys a bunch.
We wouldn't miss it. We wouldn't miss it, man. Thanks.
All right,
appreciate it. Derek Hoodjer from Iowa State football. We're going to keep getting some guests in. I want to go back to correspondent Matt Van Winkle whenever we can. Get another of his live shots. Rocco right now is in front. He's teaching these kids how to throw a spiral. And then we're going to get the new head football coach from Perry in here to talk about everything that his community has been through and how they're going to persevere at the end of the day.
Kyle Kemp coaching them up over there.
I mean, that's a pretty good,
good duo.
Kemp and Beck teaching these kids how to throw.
Not bad.
There's worse guys to learn from when it comes to all this.
Newly married Kyle Kemp. Congratulations to Kyle and Tessa.
So that's done now.
Yeah, they're a couple.
Okay.
They did the nuptials. Just got back from Cabo, ready for camp.
All right, ready to get after it. Let's bring in our new guest here. This is a special one. I just met this guy, just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
One of his buddies introduced me to him. He's the new head football coach here at Perry. You're gonna have to give me your name one more time, my friend.
Josh Vannornam.
Josh Vannornam?
Correct. Nice.
Awesome.
Look at me. Well, I'm a broadcaster. I got to know all kinds of names.
That's right.
New head football coach here, man. What a special way to start your program off by having an event like this.
Yes, agreed. It's been awesome to see the Iowa State community come out and help support. The kids need it for sure. I know the kids were excited about it, talked about it all week. Yeah, it's very fun.
So tell us a little bit about you. How'd you get into coaching, and why Perry and why now?
Yeah, so I grew up in Omaha, Nebraska. Played football at Papillion La Vista High School, Monarchs, and then continued my education at St. Olaf College in Minnesota, Northfield. Played for all 4 years there, football, and then I graduated in 2020, a rough time with obviously COVID.
Sure.
And then I went back home to Omaha for about 6 months, and then from there I moved to Iowa. So I've been here for almost 4 years this fall. And then I've been with a company called ETS Performance the last year or so. I was with them in college as well in Minnesota, a sports performance strength conditioning program. And we've been involved here at Perry the last year.
Okay.
So I've been doing that for the kids the last year. So I know a lot of all these kids here. So it's been awesome to dive into the community in that way. And then there's been some weird things going on with the head football coaching staff. So I kind of saw my opportunity to do more for the community, essentially. So I applied, and then here I am.
That's awesome, man.
So, like I said, I've been involved doing sports performance training with ETS, with Perry, the last year and a half or so. So I'm just really excited to dive in and help out more. It's what they need after all that's happened in the last year or so with a lot of the school shooting and stuff like that, the Tyson plant. These kids just need some positivity and some belief in their systems. So I'm here to do that, and I want to do that. So.
Have you seen, the impact of this event leading up to it? Has there been some buzz that these kids been excited about today?
The event today?
Yeah.
Yeah, there has been, yeah. It's just something for them to look forward to, right? So I love football. These kids love football. These kids love being active. I mean, nowadays kids are involved in every single thing they can be. So through training in the summer at ETS, these kids have just been jazzed up about coming today to the camp.
And I know numbers in the past for Perry have been an issue, but it has to be, nice for you to dive in and, get some excitement, especially on the youth level, and hope that feeds up to, once they are on the varsity squad.
For sure, yeah, that's honestly what I'm most excited about. The kids here have been the most bought in at this age, 3rd through 8th grade, have been the most bought in at the strength and conditioning level. You have to have buy-in in the weight room. If
sure.
They're not going to improve on the field, right? So these kids have been the most bought in all areas, in all sports, and I think it's taken some time and effort from parents in the community, all the athletic programs to get something like this started. So I'm very excited for when these kids get to high school. They know the expectations of training, of showing up to practice, showing up to training, whatever that is. That way we can have a successful year and a successful season, once they get to that.
When's the first week? We're going to be rooting for the Blue Jays here on Cyclone Fanatic here this year.
Yeah, we play Des Moines Hoover at Hoover at the new MediaCom Stadium,
nice.
I believe, Thursday night, August 29th. Yeah, that'd be the first game.
What I'm curious, less about the football and more about you, because this isn't a glamorous job that you signed up for.
For sure.
I mean, there's got to be something inside of you that cares about more than just winning football games, and
for sure.
Mentally, walk me through when you're talking about maybe with your friends and family. Maybe I want to do this. Where did that come from?
Yeah. Especially with my friends and family, I could honestly care less about the wins and losses of anything, whether it's in the weight room, whether it's on the football field. It's just if you're showing up and doing the right thing, and me as a coach and developing my coaching staff to install belief and positivity in these kids and develop them as better men, better leaders in the community. That's what goes a long way, especially if they want to go to the military, play football in college or another sport in college, or go right to the work life, whatever that is. I think we have to develop these kids in all areas of life to have an impact, for them to have trust in you. So when it comes to those things, I want to have a program built on that. I think that gets the kids bought in more than just talking about X's O's 24/7.
Well, and somebody who's probably grown up in football, the impact football can have on so much more than just on life.
For sure.
Even friendships and, everything that can keep a community together that way.
For sure, yeah. And I give props to my head football coach in college, Coach James Killian.
Where was that at?
St. Olaf College.
Okay.
Yeah, he actually played Chief a little bit, but he cared more about those things before we started practice every single day, and that's where I get all that from. And how to develop an athlete in other ways. So a lot of stuff he had through his curriculum I'm going to take and hopefully instill out to the kids here. So I give props to him for develop me as an athlete when I was there. So yeah.
Well, Josh, we will be rooting for you.
Go Blue Jays.
I'm really glad that we were able to be here and there's thousands of people that are going to get exposure to Perry, and just Rocco is an incredible guy.
Yes, he is.
And you know what I like about this? He's out there coaching these kids. His name's not just on it, right?
Correct.
A lot of these camps, that's how it goes, and he's digging in. So I'm hopeful that this makes a great impact on your community, and we will all be rooting for Perry coming up this fall.
I'm more appreciative than you guys. It's been awesome.
Stay in touch, all right, man?
Be good, man. Good luck to you.
All right, thanks, Josh. All right, we are out here at Rocco Becht's camp in Perry. We got the 2 camera shot. You can see correspondent Maddie Van Winkle will be walking around.
What's up, guys?
All right, we're going back live to Maddie Van Winkle. It looks like he is in the wide receiver drills, or where are we at? Oh,
we're at QBs, baby.
All right. Tell us what we're seeing, Maddie Van Winks.
We got Rocco and Connor Overly teaching these guys how to throw the pigskin, man.
Wow.
We got about 20 guys. Some future Iowa State quarterbacks in the mix.
Check out my guy's hair, 2 down from Connor. That is elite. Yeah. man.
Oh, that guy's got a great
legend,
hairdo right
this
there.
guy, he's got.
What's up, man? What's your name? DJ.
All right, man. You look best looking guy here.
Get Hoodjer over there. We need to get that kid an offer.
Yeah, he's going to be a wild man.
We're going to offer that kid right now. I mean, just get him.
So they're teaching him the 3-step drop right now.
Here we go. Here we go.
Well, and the thing is, I was watching, as you're watching Rocco right there, Coach Becht. Maddie, maybe we could move in there too so we can hear Rocco just a little bit if you get a second.
Just don't get hit.
Hang on one sec.
Yep.
See, we're not crossing our feet over. That's what I'm gathering.
Have room, so when we play, we can open up and throw for a target. So when we take our drop set, crossover, another drop set, that crossover play is tiny. It's like within a yard. So we can step up and create that L shape again and throw for our target. Yeah, I'll do a full speed one more time. Here we go. Watch me out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, open up and throw to our target. All right?
I learned something today.
That's awesome.
We got Rocco's dad over here. Should we bring him on?
Yeah, we'll bring on Anthony. But thanks, Maddie. We'll come back to you here in a little bit.
Look at this guy. This is incredible.
We got Inside the Huddle. This is
Inside the Huddle. And now we're bringing on the legendary Anthony Becht.
Man.
Legendary.
I was told don't run your mouth with this guy, is what I was told.
No, we're caca.
The man, Battlehawks head coach. I like to call him the other Cyclones. That's how I look. My wife's like, "What's this league?" I'm like, "This is all the Iowa State guys." I was like, "That's Rocco's dad right there."
Yeah, man. You know, it's funny. I was just in St. Louis for a showcase, and the number one thing I've got from like multiple players that came to that showcase, like, "Coach, I didn't realize how big you were in person." I was like, "Yeah, that's part of the whole process. So don't mess it up in the game when you come play for me, But it's nice to get that. I don't know if he's saying big because I look like wide or
play,
big
right?
because I'm still tall.
Well,
no, I can't
funny.
actually. I can't. I can't even catch Rocco's ball, which is even worse.
Well,
I got to wear gloves.
Rock was just showing us his new website, and I was like, "You need to get a dad bod section."
Well, yeah.
We got to have the dad bod section.
We get large. We get the big sizes. TheRoccoBecht.com.
Yes.
Listen, I'm a salesman by heart. I'm from Philly. Beautiful website. A lot of cool gear. Fan base is awesome. You guys got a really good show, man. I pop on and check it out once in a while, see what you guys are embracing and complaining about, And it's good stuff, man. Yeah. Hey, you gotta.
I told Anthony, he's got my nut. If I'm out of line, if I say something that's factually incorrect, go ahead and just blow me up.
I know the business. I know how it is. I mean, look,
you have done a lot of media.
I have, yeah. I mean, ever since I left the league and after the 11th season, took a year off and did about a decade plus. I still do things for the Jets, So called a lot of college football games.
Yeah.
Called Iowa State. Rhodes was here his last season. Can't remember who they played. It was maybe. Man, I don't even know. Mangino was the coordinator, I think.
Those were the days,
those were the days. Not as much money being influxed into the program at that point. Much different now, but great to be out here.
You should have seen it back when we were in college. I'm not kidding you. So have you ever been into the rec center? And you probably
haven't. No.
Okay. Well, it's just think of it like a student rec center. Okay.
Yeah.
And there's this track that goes up above everything in like the college weight room, so just like the random journalism major.
Me and Williams.
Because we're out there pumping.
Look at us. Yep.
I could tell.
The football program, their indoor facility was in that. We would stand over and watch them practice.
It's like a 30-yard field.
That's where they were practicing.
That's
could you
amazing.
imagine that today?
No, I mean, you probably wouldn't get many players coming your way if that was the case. But
and we'd all have cell phones, and we'd be looking at their formations and all that stuff.
Well, I did want to ask you, what did you know about Iowa State? I mean, obviously, you guys are from Florida, so Rocco had other opportunities. But why did he pick Iowa State, and what attracted you here in the first place?
Well, we took a very methodical, process of how we looked at these things, and key questions are, what's roster makeup look like? What does the coaching staff look like? What can we get a staff that can stick around? That was probably the one caveat that was worrisome to me because of the fact that when Rocco was looking, Coach Campbell was, being looked at all the time by another school. And, we had a heart-to-heart discussion. And look, he may or may not have had opportunities prior since Rocco's been here. But at the end of the day, I think what they have now and what they have building there's a lot to be said about sticking around, and I just want that. I want that consistency. It's very easy to jump ship and take another opportunity, but the loyalty there and just what he's all about. Campbell's the kind of coach that I would play for as a player. Those are the things that I demanded as a human being, as an athlete. And for my son to get that from me and my wife, and now to get that at the college side, and then, ultimately for him to pave the way in his football career, that's on him to do that, and he's taking advantage of both aspects of those things.
How has it been enjoyable for you and your wife to get to Iowa a lot? I know you guys go to every game you can. It seems like you have embraced, here in the Cyclone State.
Love it, yeah. Love the fans. Just incredibly grateful and humble that he got this opportunity, and really everyone has embraced him. When you're winning and things are good, there's excitement. But, I think it's also, too, just, how the fans galvanize around their players and teams. And I think there's a lot to look forward to this season with all the players that are coming back. But, we didn't miss any games last year, traveling on the road. It's a great schedule for me because I coach in the spring, and I have this off season now where I can – really hone in and watch them and watch them grow, and just sit back and try to move my seat around every game so I'm not on the camera for everybody knows me in the media, so I get a text, hey, where are you sitting? I'm like, I don't know, around this section, and try not to give them the exact seat. So I bounce around a bit, try not to get on the screen too much, but it's really fun. It's really nice to see. As an NFL player, someone that played the game at the highest level, and you have kids, and I know my other friends that, teammates that had kids, they all want their kid to do something similar fashion, and never pressed them or anything with the football. But, ultimately, like, to see it unveil itself with him and how he's kind of gone through this process where I was at this time in my college career versus where he is, he's light years ahead of me. So I had to figure it out a little different. My dad wasn't a player or anything like that. I wasn't injected with a lot of things to help me in the process. And, Rocco, again, he may have had those things, but you got to do it. I think at the end of the day, you got to go out there as a player, and just to see him do these things, it's been very gratifying for us.
Where were you at, like, as far as his football game goes, going into last year, right? Because we didn't really know. We hadn't seen him or JJ or whatever, and like they were coming off kind of a tough year the year before. He gets thrown into that situation with everything that happened last summer. Like, mentally, is just like dad and football coach. Where did you think he was? Did he exceed your expectations, I guess?
I think so. I mean, until you actually do it, But I just know, one aspect of Rocco that I've known since day one is his mentals. That factor to be able to compete, withstand, battle adversity, and we saw that. I mean, all the mistakes they may have made from a bigger picture where it's easy for a fan to see, he's always bounced back in a big way. So those are things to me when you look at the landscape of the position, how incredibly hard it is to play quarterback, especially now with everything you get around it and build around it, is being able to handle those pitfalls. And I think that the quarterbacks that do that great ultimately succeed. And the other thing is just the process of preparation. If Rocco, we've put together this 20-plus point kind of process of preparation for him that if he doesn't know every one of those things before the game, then he's not going to win and he's not going to have success. Chad Pennington, one of my best friends and teammates, he's put some things into that. And now Rocco's making it his own. He's doing it, adding the things that he needs. But if you don't go through those things and you don't go through that process, you're not ready to play football. And that's all positions. It's different. But for the quarterback, you better be on point. You better have a plan in your process of what you're doing, because if you don't, you're not going to be successful and be great and be what you want to be. And I think he's taken advantage of that so far, and he continues to build on those things as well.
Is it hard for you to be, you're obviously, coach, but then also dad, and, what's the line of, how much advice you want to give without overstepping?
Yeah, I don't know if I give a ton of advice. I sprinkle a little bit, but it's really more just hearing him and asking subtle questions to hear his response. And then, when you get what you want to hear and there's something there, then it's okay. He gets it. I think even his first year when he was kind of semi-backing up Hunter and just watching Hunter and watching the engagement and watching him play and making sure you're immersing yourself on the sidelines and knowing what's going on, that helped him a lot as well, build as a player. So there's a lot that goes into that process, and in order to expedite those things as a player, regardless of position, you got to immerse yourself in all those different aspects of it. And those are subtle reminders. I always say, hey, this or that, I saw this. What are those answers that I get from him? And that's kind of tells a story for me, instead of saying, hey, do this, do that, do this. He's gotten all that. He knows that. Taking care of his body. There's a lot outside of football that you got to do in this game that's incredibly important, that nobody even talks about, that we talk about a lot. So it's fun. I love it. I'm glad I have somebody to talk about it with. But I share those same things with my players, with Hakeem Butler and Willie Harvey and Mike Rose. Those guys. I mean, it's every day helping someone grow. I got a lot of information to give. It's my time now, outside of my son and what I've given to him, to give the players and stuff like that to help them grow and help them pave their path.
So you're putting together your franchise, and like obviously there's a tie to you and Iowa State. How does that go down when you get those guys on your roster down there at St. Louis? Is Campbell talking to you about them? Like, were you just familiar with them?
Didn't Hakeem DM you?
Hakeem did. Sorry about that. That's a faux pas, right? In the business.
I
already put my ringer on.
That's old school radio. We don't care.
You're right.
Do whatever you want.
And there goes the camera. For me, I knew these guys. I mean, I covered college football for a long time. I also know what that background is going to look like from players that played at Iowa State, right? Accountable, coachable, the culture that they came from. And those are kind of guys that I want to help build a culture where I don't have an off season. I don't have a OTA process, a spring process, or that spring type of process. We got to just show up at training camp and go. So those are kind of the guys that I just had expectation levels. I just knew they were going to do everything the right way. Now, how well they play and what they mean to our team, that's up to them. But I think those guys have shined the most because they are our captain. Willie was a captain. Mike is a captain on the field. Hakeem was the offensive player of the year. Probably could have been 2 years in a row for the league. So just incredibly impressed by them, what they are as human beings. I love those guys. And, they happened to go to Iowa State, but it wasn't because they went to Iowa State. I took them because I knew what I was going to get, and they've really flourished in their opportunity.
Well, you got all the guys at the Jets, too.
Yeah, well,
it's crazy.
Listen,
crossover world.
You try to find, look, I do a lot of the preseason stuff. I get to see a lot of the training camp rosters and players that aren't quite going to make it. And, those are the guys we want on my team is right there. They're close, but they're just not quite there yet. And how can we fill those holes? Some of those holes aren't football. Some of them, I always tell them I'm a psychiatrist first, then I'm a coach, because the day-to-day messaging and things very critical, important on how you speak to these men, these young men that are trying to figure this thing out and give them the confidence. It's not like, Bill Parcells when I was trying to walk around the other side of the building. I literally see Bill Parcells walking my way, and I go around all the way outside to get to the meeting the other way because I didn't. I just knew what I was going to get because he wasn't going to pat me on the back like he did pre-draft.
Right.
Yeah, after that, it was just more like boom, boom, and I love that. That took well for me, but it's a different time, it's a different generation, and you got to be able to know and be aware of people and what makes them go. And as a head coach, you got to know all the different players of what you have on a team. I try to take advantage of that as much as I can.
How's my guy Will McDonald going to fit in this year?
Yeah, listen, I mean, Will's is a really good pass rusher. He's learning so much from the guys that are already on that team, that staff. They do a great job. Will just has to, it's becoming a pro, understanding what it takes. I just think he maximized the snaps that he got. I thought he was very, very impressive on what he did, and he's going to get a lot more now. And, I think he's going to make a big jump. And, look, they got a very heavy defensive line. I mean, it's, they got Jermaine Johnson and Hassan Reddick now. So, he's going to get more reps. But, listen, he doesn't quit. He's got incredible passion on every snap. And I think he's going to be really good. I foresee double-digit sacks at some point here soon when he gets the reps around him that he deserves.
So talk us through what you probably talked to Rock a little bit. Had an awesome year last year. How does what are the growth steps and what do you see from this entire? Let's just talk about the Iowa State offense. And it seems like there's a lot of good players around him. This could be a really fun year.
Well, nothing's better than having consistency, right? So offensive line back, receivers, everything is similar on the same page, and you all went through the same growing pains and understand what it takes. Now it's really what's your process in the offseason. In particular for Rocco, it's like, okay, you're in that sophomore window. window. Traditionally in the pros and college, that sophomore window is a challenge for quarterbacks or coaches, whoever they may be, that second season, because people have film. People see your tendencies, your strong points. So what are you doing to counter that? What are you doing in the offseason to make sure you're a step ahead of what Iowa's defense and Oklahoma State's defense is probably going to try to do versus what they did last year, right? And what were those things that exposed you as a player? You can't just roll out there and be the same dude because you lifted and ran. And there's more to it on the mental aspect of it, and that's the challenge that I put him. What's your projects? You know, he took an hour in the offseason this year every week and got with the defensive coach and made sure, you know, hey, let's look at this from your perspective. You know, I do some assignments, third down, red zone, go study an offense that's similar to yours in the NFL. Look at the defenses, see how that structure is different, and learn, man. You got to soak it all in. You got to immerse yourself. Tom Brady's a perfect example. Like, again, no one would say he's who he was in college until he got there. But his work ethic and his demand for the process, Peyton Manning's, you know, it's hard to want to be those guys, but there's a reason why they're there. Their talent was high level, but it's the immersing yourself in the little minor details of improving everything in every aspect, and that's what every player has to do. And hopefully they feed off of him on what he does, and he brings them together, and everybody learns. And then they got an incredible staff. I'm excited for Taylor. I know he's really excited about taking over the OC role.
Well, he told me if the offense isn't any good, it's on him.
It's on him.
Well, that's not. Yeah, I mean,
it's all on him. Is his words.
If he wants that, that's good.
I said, are you sure you want that on the record? Because those people, they will use it against you.
There's no doubt, but he'll have success.
He's awesome.
He's great. I think, too, this development of just him and Rocco and Coach Campbell, like more of that group discussion, just understanding and coming together, will really take big strides this year.
Is a dad who knows a lot about football. When your son's in that spot, they have a great year. Coordinator goes to the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, did you like promoting from within as opposed to going off and bringing some completely new offensive mind in? I mean, did you have a preference on how that would have gone?
No, I mean, it's always nice to have the same system.
Yeah.
You know, if you bring an outside person in, there are some tweaks, and Campbell takes control of that. There may not have been. I trust the fact that, you know, Campbell knows what he's doing, how he wants things to look. He's very cognizant of Rocco and what he wants that to look like, and the things around him, have really good conversations with him, and just listen to, you know, what he foresees, just not now, but moving forward. And that vision is in line of what we want to hear. And I knew it would be, and that's a big part of the process of why he's here. So, having everything similar and maybe adding a little bit of what he feels is needed or missing, along with all the other, Coach, is it Rue? Coach Rue from North Dakota State. Yep. He's going to bring, you know, play calling, all that collectively, you know, the line coach, all those guys have been in places where they have called plays and they know. So now you put it all together. I think it's a good hire, and it'll be good. You know, another thing is, you know, you let your coaches kind of. It's a group thing, and it's if you guys are on the same page, you're just going to have that much more success. And I just see that in the staff for Campbell, and that's huge.
Well, Coach, we appreciate it. I want to let you get back to the camp. You have a really impressive son. Brent knows him better than I do, but I've gotten to know him quite a bit here this summer. And he, that little podcast that I did with him a few months ago.
That was fun. That was really cool.
Blew me away. Like, I could have talked to him for 3 hours.
Well, you know, no one really – it's funny because our conversations and the way we talk is a lot different than, you know, sometimes when you're doing those things, but to get him to open up a little bit, show his personality. He's a funny guy. He's good. He's, you know, not as serious all the time as we are. Maybe we come across when we do things, but, you know, he's down to earth as much as you could possibly be.
How proud of you are him for something like this? I mean, this is pretty unique and special. And again, I just want to. It was all Rocco and you guys' idea. I mean, this is a pretty special day.
Well, you know, I did this for almost 20 years, giving back to my high school and then the high school that Rocco went to. And he was there from day one when he was a little kid, couldn't even get on the field. And he just watched. You know, I just think for him, he understands the fact that giving back is important. I'm glad he's able to do it at a young age. Excuse me. It took me 5 or 6 years because I was trying to establish myself as a pro and really become something. And I was like, you know what, I want to do something and give back. But now it's his journey. It's his way. You know, I see him now, how he's instructing, how he's walking around the camp. It brings back flashbacks of maybe how I did some things. And watching his teammates come out. I think the biggest thing, guys, is when you come to camps, it's Rocco's name. It's the people that come out and help, people in the red shirts, the people working the tents, the people that just are selfless about this and want to give back and do it. Those are the ones that really make these things flourish. Your staff, it's super important. I think this is awesome, and I'm glad the other players are out here. Really good players are out here, right? That's the one thing when you're the quarterback. You get the good players to come out. When I was tight end, it was like to get Larry Fitzgerald to come out. I was like pulling teeth. I got to do all these like travel things.
Well, the receivers want the ball. That's why they're here, right?
They're smart. Tight ends are here. Ben's a smart guy. Like,
doing.
hey man, you got to learn. You got to show up. Showing up's a quality that's really tough for some people, but to show up,
these guys get it.
People that are helping and stuff like that. It's just incredibly great. It's great, and I love it for their school. I love it for the people at Perry. Just the tragedy they've gone through and everything in this area. It's just really nice to see them come together, and they're extremely thankful. That's great, and the kids are having a good time. I love these moments, but coaching a kid that's 5 or 6 is tough, But then I realized getting in coaching a guy that's 25 sometimes is tough too. A lot of the same talks I have with those 5-year-olds I'm having with a 25-year-old these days. So it's kind of cool, but it's fun. These kids will have lasting memories. 10 years from now, they're going to look at these pictures like, oh my gosh, I was with Higgins, and this is great. Rocco, that's cool stuff, and it's fun to see.
Well, we appreciate Rocco. We appreciate the entire Beck family. So we'll see you at Jack Trice this fall.
I told him the same thing. Hopefully this is a thing that maybe not at camp, but you guys reach out to us. We want to help tell Rocco's story. He's doing great things, and we're proud of him. We're proud.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, good luck with the podcast.
Go Battlehawks.
Go Battlehawks.
You got to put battle in front of it. We're not
no
can't shorten that.
Yeah, we're not the Hawks. Yeah, we don't like that.
Anthony Becht, the head coach over at the St. Louis Battlehawks, and of course, more importantly, today he is Rocco's dad. Yeah, come on over. All right, this is going to be a good one right here. I've been looking forward to this, guys. Now you're going to have to tell us your name, buddy. Gerin? Gerin. Okay.
Gerin.
We got the gunslinger for the Perry football team with us here. This is awesome. What's up, man? Gerin?
Yeah, Gerin.
Nice to meet you, man. I'm Chris.
Chris
and Brent over there.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So this is pretty cool that Rocco and these guys came to your community after everything y'all have been through. What does it mean to you?
I think it's a good gesture. It's pretty nice. It was pretty sweet because I got to talk to Rocco. He gave me some pointers.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
And what to do in games and stuff, how to read defenses and stuff. Gave me some cool pointers. So.
What did he give you? What did he tell you?
Just reading zones and stuff, triangle reads, cutting the field in half, just stuff that you need for games.
Stuff that Chris doesn't understand. Yeah, that's a high-end quarterback stuff there. We talked to your new football coach. How excited are you for this football season and rolling out there on Friday night?
I'm pretty excited. Football is a fun sport. The Friday night lights. I'm hoping to win this year. Get a better record.
We got game what? Game 1 is against Hoover.
Yeah, it's a Thursday night game.
Thursday night game down in Des Moines. So we got a bunch of new Perry Blue Jay fans that are watching and listening. So going to be adopted team of Cyclone Fanatic.
Yeah.
So what's it like for your teammates, and probably pretty cool to see Big 12 football players here today?
Yeah, at first sight I was like, wow, they're way bigger.
They are bigger guys, right?
On the field, and they see them, and they're like, I didn't think they were that big. You get up to them, they're like the same height as you and jacked. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
absolutely. How's your town doing? We've all been thinking about you guys.
I'd say we've moved on pretty well. We got good support. First couple months, I think we're holding up pretty well.
Good. Are you a Cyclone fan?
Yeah.
That's the right answer.
If you're not, you said the right thing. Absolutely, Gerin.
Yeah, I got to go to the UNI game and sit in the booth with my dad last year, so
awesome.
Pretty cool.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Well,
good luck to you.
Yeah, Gerin, thanks for coming on the show, and we'll be rooting for you guys in September, all right?
Thanks for having me.
All right, get after it, buddy.
Go Blue Jays.
What a fun day. We are here in Perry. If you're just joining us on the YouTube stream or Facebook or Twitter, I don't think we're on Instagram today. We are not. Wherever you're watching here on the Cyclone Fanatic.
It's already been an hour
Network.
flying by here.
Oh,
we are incredible.
We are flying by. We've got a lot of great people to talk to, and I don't know, Blum. You've been working on this for a while. Has it lived up to expectations?
Oh, beyond. I wish I had more to do with it, but it was really just Rocco's idea, and then Crystal, who's running our events and marketing for We Will, has been unbelievable. And we have so much volunteer staff from the Gridiron Club. Our guy Steve Kemp's here. Obviously, your team's a big part of this, and it takes a family. And this is one big Cyclone Fanatic family and Iowa State family. And I just love that something like this is possible. And also, C-Dub, thank you to all of our supporters and donors as well. I mean,
Yeah.
Rocco wouldn't have the NIL dollars to do something like this without all of your support. And like Hoodj said, we always can use more. But I hope you out there realize we are doing some pretty special things with your support and hopefully doing it in, as Coach Finley would say, an Iowa State way.
Right now we're going back inside the huddle.
Who we got now?
With Maddie Van Winkle.
Four guys.
What are we seeing, Maddie?
Rocco's leading more drills with these quarterbacks. They're kind of rotating through groups.
Yeah.
So
Let's grab Kooper here.
All right.
We're listening on Coach Rocco right now. There we go.
Check this out, Coop. We got this. We got an inside the huddle cam. We've been testing your guys' coaching
Spying on
skills.
us, huh?
Yeah, man. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome to the. Doing very well. Couldn't be in a better spot today.
Sweet.
Cooper Ebel from the Iowa State linebacker room. You're a big boy.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
What are you pinching these days?
More than you.
Yeah. I'd like to be.
You having fun?
I am having fun. This is awesome. Yeah.
So what's it like doing, I know you're an Iowa guy, but you probably went to youth football camps back in your day to be able to give back in this manner. There's probably, some 10 or 12-year-old, which was you not that long ago.
No kidding. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Rocco for sure. This is awesome. We appreciate Perry, and this is all about Perry. This isn't about Iowa State whatsoever. So we're really appreciative to be here, and this is awesome. So, yeah.
You know what's impressive to me, though, is the fact that, I mean, there's like starters here.
Yeah.
Right. You guys all lined up. Like it feels to me like, oh, this is a great opportunity, and you all wanted to be a part of it. This isn't just like, oh, we're going to bring a bunch of walk-ons.
Oh,
no, this is the real deal.
Yeah, this is awesome. We really appreciate being here, and we have fun with it too. So I think we're having more fun than these kids. So
There you go.
Do you want to coach when you're done someday?
yeah,
Have you ever
I
thought
enjoy
about that?
I've thought about it. I enjoy working with kids and teaching the game and being around the game. So yeah.
We'll let you get back to coach, but real quick, how's your off season been? How excited are you to get out there and go to work?
Yeah,
It's
this
coming up.
off season has been great. I came in last summer. I wasn't able to. I didn't have the full off season. I came in June or whatever. So having a full off season was big for me. Not even just in the weight room and body comp and everything, but in regards to like the playbook and having a spring ball, and it was big. So had a great off season.
I was giving you crap, but how much weight have you put on in a year?
I came in at about 205, and during the season last year I was probably only about 220, but I'm about 240, 245 now. So
yeah, that all adds up.
it adds up.
Yeah.
It takes time. Yep, it's a process. So.
Well, and the thing that I'm learning about your program, Brent, that I think is different than programs we've covered in the past, and it's just there's resources, technology, all this stuff, but you guys all are really into the nutrition thing too. Like
sure.
it's such a big part of your day-to-day lives and how you're coached.
It is, yes, and that's the biggest thing I had to learn when I got to Iowa State is you're like in high school and stuff. It's just football, but like it's a job to eat, it's a job to in the weight room, it's a job to
Even sleep,
to
right?
rest,
Yeah.
to recover. So yeah, it's been big time.
Can somebody tell my wife that I need more sleep?
You're
It's
not
for
playing,
my health.
You're not playing linebacker.
Yeah.
You're not trying to get down the monsters of the Big 12.
Yeah. No. Coop, thanks, man.
Yeah,
good
Good
luck
back
this
to
year.
coaching. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping by. We'll look forward to watching you at Jack Trice Stadium coming up this fall. We got a couple wild cards here throwing the football next to us. Hit the camera a couple times. Come on over, buddy. And right now, this is I haven't met you yet, but we're really glad to have you on because guy who has a ton of perspective as to why we are here in the great community of Perry today celebrating this awesome event. Middle school principal, right?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Ned Menke.
Ned, nice to meet you. Chris Williams, that
Chris.
is.
See you again, Ned. Yep.
That's
Hey,
Brent
Brent.
Blum.
Brent, nice to meet you.
Thanks
as
for
well.
hosting us today.
Yeah, this is, and thanks for coming here. I've been here. This will be my 19th year in Perry. I taught here, and now I've been an administrator for a while. Honestly, one of the coolest things I've seen here in my 19 years. It's just awesome to see these great young men working with our kids, and they're also good with the kids. A bunch of future teachers maybe out here on the field, but they know how to work with kids, which is fun to see.
Kooper, linebacker, was just sitting there, just said that the Iowa State players are having more fun than the kids are today.
Well, I would say it's pretty balanced. I've seen a lot of smiles from the youngsters too, but yeah, that you can tell that the state players they know what they're doing, and they just run the drills so dang well. It's really fun. It's just a cool experience because I got a kid out there, a 7th grader.
There you go.
Was a huge state fan, and so I was excited. I think more about the pictures and autographs maybe than the camp, honestly. But it's exciting.
Well, it's what it's all about, though, and it's giving these kids, not only something to look forward to this summer, but something to aspire to, right? Maybe you're not going to be a D1 college football player, but you can be D1 at something, right? You can, whatever you put your mind to, and they're learning that today.
Yeah, and exactly. Every kid's going to find their niche and what they're good at here, and you can learn so many great valuable lessons by playing sports, playing football. I like how in this right now they're learning all the different positions. If you're a receiver, you get a little appreciation for what your linemen are doing for you, and if you're quarterback, running back, and so they're running through everything, which I think is a great way to do it in these summer camps. Yeah, it's football season, officially football season. We got balls flying around, kids playing, running hard. This is great.
Obviously, the tough times that Perry's been through in the past year. How's everybody doing? How are you getting through? And it's so cool. And I guess the great part of any tough time is when people can come together.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like Perry has really done an awesome job of rallying around each other and being there for each other.
Yeah, these things really, really help. And we've had a number of them over the last several months, but it distracts a little bit. We're still recovering and healing. It's going to take a long time. But as we continue to move forward, it just brings the kids to give everyone a chance to smile about something. And Rocco and the whole group of guys, they're bringing a bunch of energy and excitement to the kids and really the whole town today.
What is that process like, Ned, with these young people? I mean, unthinkable tragedy, right?
Yeah.
There's no playbook to that, right? We're talking about football. There's no playbook in dealing with stuff like that. How is not only the school district but the community just working with these young people and their mental health and all that, everything that comes with that?
Yeah, there is no playbook. I think what we found is you have to kind of set aside your typical school things immediately, and you're just focusing on how's everybody doing. I mean, if you didn't get that great score on a math test, who really cares at this point? It's how are you doing? How's your family doing? And we've had lots of good supports put in place for our kids, for our staff, for our community to keep helping with that recovery process. But like I said, it's a process, and it's going to take a while. So we just love having these types of things going on to help our community and our kids.
Met the new football coach too, and he impressed me wanting to come and do this.
Yeah,
right? Like I've worked I haven't, but I have one of my best friends has worked a lot with some of the city schools in Des Moines, where it's hard to coach there.
Yeah.
Like when you're at North going up against Dowling, right? Like
sure.
it's not fair. It's not a
yeah.
And Perry. There's the number problems from a couple of years ago, and then just the tragedy and the plant closing and just all this stuff. Like I was impressed that this young guy wants to come here and build something. Like it was inspiring to me.
Yeah, and he's I always look for people that can build relationships and work with people. He's a 10 out of 10 on that level, and so he's come in and he's been running this strength and conditioning program for our kids. The kids just enjoy being around him.
Good.
Numbers will go with that, and they'll increase with that. And you're right, he has a great perspective on things, a good energy. Really excited for what he'll bring to football program is kind of secondary, but just helping the kids recover and become great young men.
Well, we talk about distractions though, and I'm from a small town. Football Friday night's a great thing for anyone. It doesn't matter what the score is.
Mm-hmm.
You smell the hot dogs on the grill, the marching band, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's a great way to celebrate a community.
Yeah, and every Friday night, I will say this: people show up here. I mean, we're going to have whether we're win a few games, don't win any, people come out to the ball game on Friday night. It's still a great spot to watch football here. And again, seeing the place, a lot of kids out here today, and just wonderful. Dreaming about the future and seeing wins over there on Dewey Field. It's exciting.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, you had a bunch of new Perry fans today from not only our Iowa State guys, but all of our watchers and listeners, and we'll be rooting for the Blue Jays this fall.
And I'd say likewise. I think Iowa State's going to gain about 100 fans here, at least for the kids that are all out there. And
boy, this matters though, doesn't it? When you're a kid and you shake the hand of a player, like it can make you a fan for life.
It absolutely can, and go Cyclones, go Blue Jays.
That's
okay?
right.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate you having us.
We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Special stuff. As we'll be wrapping things up here pretty soon, as the camp's just about ready to get over. And Brent, I know you've got some responsibilities to get to, but this was awesome, man. To change things up with what we do and come out here and be around. I see my guy Jalen Knoll right now, one of the real heroes
Just
of the Iowa State football team.
Amazing guy. I mean, I'm kind of at a loss for words. Like we could do some really cool stuff. And this is near the top of the list.
I was going to ask Hoodjer, and we didn't have a problem, but I know the NIL landscape's going to change.
For sure.
Yeah. I hope we don't lose this.
Same.
This is why I'm so big on it needs to be local people running it and not agents and, giant agencies, because I worry that the local stuff would go away in some capacity. We need to fight for that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm going to do all I can to protect it.
Yeah, it's not your decision. But
but I just think, I hope people realize how thankful we are. Without Cyclone fans, this would not be possible. It's because of you guys. And obviously Rocco and his family was the biggest part of it here. But it takes a village at Iowa State, and I hope you feel proud of what these players are doing today. And I know I do, and appreciate you being here as a friend and also for Fanatic for all the coverage you guys provide. But, man, it's just one of those days where, I'm blessed to get to do what I do with things like today.
And thanks to Matty Van Weeks, who's been giving us
awesome.
Inside. There he is. He's going right in front of the camera right there. Yeah,
there he
everybody
is.
give a shout out. Matt's been taking us inside the huddle. Aiden Wyatt has been producing this thing. He just sent me another message. We're going to try and get the superintendent here, and then we'll
wrap it up.
Then we'll wrap things up. But no, it's been an awesome day. And we had good weather too. It's really not that hot because there's a nice little breeze.
Yeah, getting Steve Kemp with the clutch tent here.
Do want to thank our presenting sponsor Mechdyne, who
Yes.
brings us Williams and Blum each and every week, twice a week. On Sunday's show, we will get back to more football, as I have a lot of takeaways from Big 12 football media days. Now I'm ready. A week ago, I was not ready for the season. Now I'm ready to go. Let's dig in.
Well, I thought some of the insight, I nerd out on the 3 or 4 man front. That's super fascinating to me. And I thought,
I'm obsessed with that.
I thought Anthony just gave us some interesting stuff about Rocco's preparation. I mean, if you think he had such a good year, and Anthony mentioned the sophomore quote unquote slump. It's a real deal, as when you can prepare, but he's only going to get better. And he's got why people like Rocco as coaches, as teammates, is he has what I say is that Brock Purdy want to get better in the film room first and foremost. And physically, he's obviously improved a lot, but the guys love him. They love playing with him, playing for him. And I think Rocco and this offense are going to have a really, really nice year. They're certainly, they look the part.
The other part I do want to remind people is we're going to get the Perry superintendent on here. You can go to CycloneFanaticShop.com, and you can buy one of these shirts. So I have a lot of you who are in the comments saying, well, how can we help? What can we do?
That's how you can help.
If you go to CycloneFanaticShop.com, you can buy one of these Rocco Becht Football Camp T-shirts. The proceeds will go to benefit Perry Youth Football. So all these kids who are out here today with the Iowa State players, they are the ones who will be benefiting from that. And that's really where it starts. If you know anything about these high school football programs, Brent, the really successful ones. My neck of the woods, it was Harlan, right? They're always winning champions. It's because it starts when these kids are out there. They're learning the system. And they get excited about the sport of football, and that's what we're trying to help Perry with.
and it's again, obviously everyone knows what Perry has gone through, but such a neat thing. I mean, Chris, I was talking. I remember 20 years ago, I went to, or 20 years ago, 30 years ago now, I went to an Iowa State basketball camp. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And I met my idols that day, and I still remember it. You don't know what the impact this is going to have 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road.
Come on over, sir. We're going to save our favorite guest of the day for last right here.
We'll throw this headset on for you.
We're here at the very special community of Perry, and this is something we've been looking forward to all summer long. And what is your name, sir?
My name is Clark Wicks.
Clark, nice to meet you.
Superintendent here at Perry Community Schools.
You say that very proudly, and you should, my friend.
Proud to be a Blue Jay.
Oh, absolutely.
And a Cyclone fan, by the way.
Oh, there you go.
So,
my name is Chris.
Hi, Chris.
And that is Brent.
Yep, we talked
earlier.
Yep. My older brother's the superintendent of DCG, and so Chris, as somebody, let me say this: the administrators in public education, you all are. You are the real heroes, honestly. I'm like, my goodness.
You guys have a thankless job many days. And
you've
been tested.
We've been tested. We've been tested, but we've, just like Iowa State, we've got a great team. People have come together, have done a great job as we recover from that tragedy. But proud to be a Blue Jay. And, geez, it is great to have all these Cyclones here and these kids engaged during all these different drills. So a lot of Iowa State players here.
Yeah, it is, and the cool thing about it too, it's not. No offense, the walk-ons matter too, Brent. We love
they
them.
do.
The starters are here. Like
these are the guys. Yeah.
Sir, when this was announced, they all wanted to come to this camp and help out with your community.
That's what makes this so special. People wanted to be here, and they were here bright and early.
They were
before a lot of our campers, and talked to them, and every one of them said how excited they are to be here. But you could feel it. And great energy, great Cyclone energy, helping with the Blue Jays.
Real quick, sir, Blum, the future coach is Miles Purchase. I've been watching him out there. He's been getting down and dirty with the boys.
I'm learning how to. I think I could go cover somebody right now if I just watch Miles a little bit.
Jaden Higgins is out there. He's going to be a first-round draft pick next April.
Hey, is he? Which one's
backwards cap, the taller wide receiver out there.
He's going to have a monster year.
He's going to be the one with like 15 touchdowns at the end of the year, sir.
Hey, we're going to keep an eye. And then how about number 50, linebacker?
Yeah, Caleb Bacon.
Yeah, he's here.
Bacon's here.
Baconator.
Yeah, he is. He's a good one.
He's a fun former walk-on, worked his way up. That's awesome. Those are my favorite types of stories.
Hey, aren't those great stories?
One thing I did notice is you greeted every single kid and family member that came in today. It's got to be pretty special for you to see all these kids here today.
You bet. Well, here's the thing. Football means a lot to this community, even though we've struggled with football and stuff. Yet we have people that here in this community that want to rally around football. We want to rally around kids getting here. So it's an honor for me to just see all these kids coming in and their parents and making that effort and that commitment to to be around some special athletes right here, 40 miles away, and at Iowa State. So, yeah, it's a privilege.
For the thousands of people that are listening and watching to us, anyway, if they want to get involved and help out Perry, obviously come to football games would be great, cheer on the Blue Jays, but anything else they can do?
Hey, you know what? Anything that we've had so much support, first of all, from so many communities, Dallas Center Grimes being one of them, that have sent either messages, even if you write a note to some of these football players or the football staff, just said, hey, our thoughts are with you, best of luck. Those kind of things mean, I think, as much as anything. Awesome. So that connection, that energy, that support, and I think that's something that somebody can easily do, and I hope that they do, because we're going to work hard to do our best.
Well, people can also buy these shirts, again, and the proceeds are going to the Perry Youth Football Program. You can go to CycloneFanaticShop.com and you can buy one of these. And all, because we were talking right before you came on. I'm a small town guy. This is where it all starts. Woo! You got to get these kids hooked, and
you got to get them hooked. Got to get them excited. I heard some kids, I'm tired. They said, I love it. Hey, I love it. And that really helps with our Perry Youth Football. Just the strength that we have and the numbers. When we are doing our youth practices, it looks a little bit like this because you got 5th grade over here, you got 4th grade over there, you got 6th grade, and it's just kind of a neat scene to see, close to 100 kids out here with all the moms and dads and that support. So, helping that youth program is super.
Well, thank you so much for being a great host today. We're honored to be here, and you keep that Scott Blum in line, too.
Yeah, get the DCG
we'll get
rivalry.
that DCG going, but hey, thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you guys
We
being
really
here.
appreciate it.
Team Perry from now on.
Hey,
so
go
there
Blue
you go.
Jays.
Go Blue Jays.
Blum, we're going to make it out to a game
We're
sometime
going.
this
Let's
year,
go.
right?
All right.
Week
do
one,
it.
we got Hoover down at Des Moines,
down
right?
in Des Moines.
Yep.
No, I want to come and see the experience
There you
here in
go.
Perry.
There you go.
That's
All
what
right.
thank you, sir.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you for
Bye-bye.
your time. We
You bet.
appreciate it. All right, we are wrapping things up. I want to thank Van Winkle for these shots inside
This
the
is
huddle
incredible.
have been incredible. Like it makes me want to go drill. I want to go and
foul.
where are the
I wanna go-
bags? I want to hit some bags.
We got some bag. We got Coach.
Oh, there they are.
We got Coach Bacon over there.
Man, that bacon
working
is
them.
a beast. By the way, I do want to plug our summer series. This is a part of it. We're kind of mishmashing a lot of things today, but
Yeah, Coach Coop over here. He was great. Jeremiah
latest
Kooper.
Inside Iowa State Football Summer Series came out yesterday, where I had Caleb Bacon and Jeremiah Kooper on. And man, Bacon. Did you hear him say that he may line up on the edge some?
Yeah. Well, he did. He had more sacks, I think, than anybody last year.
I know, but imagine him in that role, in a fairly consistent level.
And you saw him today. I mean, it's like one of the quarterback, which it was a great point. You don't realize how big these guys are until you stand next to them.
The best point was the 16-year-old
quarterback.
sitting
These
here.
guys are big.
It was freaking awesome.
Well, even Rocco, and not to be weird, but it's like you don't imagine him as a big guy, but then, he's got tree trunks for legs. I mean, these guys, that is one area where Iowa State has really grown, and I think why they're super excited is since Coach Cage and the new strength coach got here 2 years ago, Iowa State has noticeably changed how it operates the offseason.
Speaking of that summer series, if you guys are going to listen to any of them, if you're an Iowa State football fan and you want insight into what's going, go and listen to the Ryan Clanton one, the offensive line coach, because he is the offensive line coach. We spent 75-80% of our time talking about the strength and conditioning and nutrition aspect of that blew me away.
Well, even Caleb mentioned in a podcast, he's like, they're doing some more vitamins and supplements that have really changed the way Iowa State looks. And Caleb's legit 6'4", 255. I mean, the guy is just huge. And his brother's coming, too. We're going to double the bacon this year. Do you know that?
I didn't know that we were doubling.
We got Logan.
Doubling the bacon.
Little brother's coming to campus as a preferred walk-on.
I was going to see if we could sneak Rocco back in to tell everybody goodbye, but I think he's working too hard. We don't need to worry about that. We will be wrapping things up here as the camp's coming to an end.
One really neat part, which you'll see it, but CBS Sports is here today.
Yes, I saw that.
The national CBS Sports, not just local CBS. But they're going to do a feature on Rocco and this camp right before the Iowa State game this fall.
That's awesome.
So when they do the pregame show, they're going to have a special on Rocco's camp here today and what Perry's been through. So, and again, that attention for Iowa State and for Rocco would not be possible without all of you all that support NIL and everything else we got going on. It allows so many good things, so I can't thank you enough. And obviously, Rocco will come off great because he's a wonderful guy and the entire family.
I did just get a text from Mike Martz, who is a Perry guy, and they handle our Cyclone Fanatics store.
Okay.
And again, they are Perry residents, so again, a little tie we have to the community. And many of you are already in buying T-shirts already, which is what we want.
Hold on, Van Winkle's got Rocco right now.
Yeah, we're gonna get Rocco. Okay. All right, Rocco, you're on the stream. How's everything going? Feeling good?
Hey, everything's going good right now. It's actually going a lot smoother than I thought it was going to be, so that's good for me. All the guys are coaching them up. They're making my job easier, so I'm just walking around, watching everyone, cheering everyone up. So,
you got the coaching itch now?
I think I do. I think this is definitely preparing me for the future. But we'll see.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks,
we appreciate
Rocco.
you having us out. Have fun.
No, I thank you guys for coming out and doing this for me. Thank you.
You bet. Rocco Becht. Thanks, Matt. We appreciate it, man.
He's going to be a coach. You're right.
Your additions made this broadcast really awesome. Thank you, buddy.
No problem, guys.
All right, Matty Van Winks out there with the correspondent cam.
So cool. Look at us.
And I mean, we've We have loved him up a lot. Rocco's as true as they come. He's one of the guys, like, I told Hoodj, it doesn't matter what he does the rest of his career. He'll be beloved by Iowa State fans forever. You can always spot them in, like, year 1 or 2, those special types of personalities, and he's one of them.
Well, and the neat thing is it's all the guys here, too.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
But you're right.
Noel's one of them.
Rocco's one of those guys where he'll be remembered for years to come, no matter how that goes on the field. But I'm telling you, it's a really, really neat group. And, between Bo and Jalen and Jaden, and it's just these guys make our job so beneficial and so impactful, and it's all because of them.
All right, I want to do one more plug for but our event, the one I've been promoting tonight. This is a big day of charity for us.
Yes.
We will be literally packing up and heading to Vannornam, where we are having our Living Ava's Way block party tonight. It starts at 5. The event starts at 5. Food trucks. We have a donkey that's going to be walking around handing out beer. We have face painting for the kids. Your wife has some face painter.
Yeah, we got food trucks and beer.
And then pro wrestling.
Pro wrestling.
Impact Pro Wrestling.
Title fights.
We have 2 world championship matches tonight in Bondurant. Now, this is out at the Brick House Fitness. The easiest thing to do is just go to all of our social media feeds, and all the info is there. It's $10 to get in. All of it goes to Living Ava's Way, where we're helping kids with cancer and their families as they get through the worst time of their lives.
Shout out to my guy, Fireball Paul, sent me a text this morning, who can't make it to the event. He's out in Ohio, but he's going to make a contribution to Living Ava's Way in honor of you and the podcast you did with Joni on your CW pod.
There you go. And then I tweeted out yesterday the Venmo for Living Ava's Way. So if you can't go, I get it. It's a busy time of year. Throw a little money there, because that is like we're doing today.
Yeah, and buy a T-shirt for Perry Youth Football.
Yes, like we're doing today. I'll never argue with anyone doing anything charitable. The money, from this Perry, it's going to impact these kids that you see right there.
Yep.
And then what we're doing tonight is literally impacting families who have kids, brothers, sisters, sons, daughters that are living through the hell of pediatric cancer. So it makes a difference. And if you can't make it, throw $20, because maybe that's going to help pay the mortgage for that family for 1 month. But that's what we're here for. And these kids, man, you probably should have got them something other than gray shirts, because we're seeing how much they're sweating out
That's
there.
good. You're working.
Woo!
Kids are working.
Yeah.
Thanks for Aiden,
Jacqueline,
everybody.
This is a team effort here. We
have a great day.
We literally just put on the headsets and went. Steve Kemp, we couldn't do it without our guy Steve. He brought these tents for us, and then of course Van Wicks has been running around with the camera all day. So we'll be back on Sunday night. This is more of a special edition thing. We will be back with the hardcore Williams and Blum deal, and that's coming up on Sunday. Thanks, brother.
Yeah, thank you. What a blast, and shout out to everybody for watching, listening, and everything you do to support the entire Iowa State operation. It's certainly grateful, and I keep reiterating, it wouldn't be possible without you guys first and foremost.
He is Brent Blum. My name is Chris Williams. Aiden Wyatt has been producing. Matt Van Winkle has been running around with the camera inside the huddle all day. Rob Gray and Connor Ferguson are both here. They'll be creating some content for us afterwards. Jacqueline Cordova has been snapping photos all day for the Cyclone Fanatic social media feeds. Hallie Collins has been doing the same. I think I got everybody covered. Of course, your lovely wife, Crystal, for really being the brains behind all this, let's be honest. Thank all of our guests from today. We've had 2,500 of you watching this thing for an hour and a half, which is inspiring that you guys would take time out of your busy Saturday mornings to do this. Thank you so much. We're signing off here from Perry on the Cyclone Fanatic Podcast Network.